Namaste, Vanakkam, Swagatam. What a wonderful day to meet you all again and discuss a very important topic, Dhyanam or meditation. It is the heart of the whole system of yoga. And today we are going to take a traditional and modern understanding of Dhyanam. I am Dr. Anandabali Yogi Bhavanani, Director and Professor Yoga Therapy, Institute of Salitogenesis and Complementary Medicine at Sri Balaji Vidyapeeth. In order to understand the place of meditation of Dhyanam, we need to look at the Ashtanga Yoga concept of Maharishi Patanjali. So, he has the 8-limbed concept codified 2500, 3000 years ago, and all the limbs are interconnected. Yama, the first limb, talking about what not to do, how not to be a subhuman. Niyama, how to be human. Asana, a postural stability that influences our inner stability. The pranayama, vital techniques utilizing the breathing to enhance our awareness of prana, the life force. These are the Bahiranga concepts that go into the pratyahara, the sensory withdrawal, or rather withdrawal from the senses, that is the key link between the externalized limbs of Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama and the internalized, which are called the Samyama, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, concentration, meditation and absorption. So often we find that this concept of Samyama is expanded by adding the Pratyahara to make it Antaranga, and some people keep the Samyama and Antaranga as synonymous. When we ask a question, what is Dhyanam? We must say it is union with our supreme nature, fixing our mind on the higher self, that Atma, with devotion and discipline. It is the 7th limb of Maharishi Patanjali's Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, and then comes Dhyana before Samadhi. The one-pointedness of concentration, Dharana, raises the yogi into the higher states where the buddhi or the higher intellect is available as an instrument of the cosmic mind. And when free-flowing, contemplative oneness is achieved, it is known as Dhyanam or meditation. I must remind you, meditation is a state to be attained. It is not an action. My dear Father Guru Swami Geetananda would say, meditation is a noun, not a verb. It is not just thinking, as so many today think it and mistake it to be. It is a transcendental state where even if you have awareness, it's an awareness of awareness itself, a state beyond the mind. But many think today they are meditating but are most probably just sleeping. Nidra, which is sleeping, and Dhyanam, which is meditation, are two very different states of consciousness. One a dull tamasika state, the other a illuminated sattvika state. My dear Guru Mother, Param Pujya Ammaji, Meenakshi Devi Bhavanani, has given us some gems on Dhyanam. She says, Dhyanam is focusing more and more on less and less until we are totally focused on nothing. She has given another very beautiful linguistic analogy where she says, we all know that no one is perfect. Dhyanam is the process of moving from being someone to becoming no one. And by becoming no one, in Dhyanam we become perfect. As long as we are someone, we are not perfect. But in the process of Dhyanam, we become no one, and hence we become perfect. No one is perfect. We attain our Purna Swarupam, our complete, holistic, integrative state of oneness. When we talk of Dhyanam, there are many traditional forms that I want to introduce to you today. And our Upanishads, which are the summaries and abstracts of the Vedic literature, they have the earliest records of Dhyanam And Dhyanam is a vital contemplative component of different traditions such as Hinduism, Jainism and even Buddhism. We find in the Prashna Upanishad references to the Pranava Dhyanam, focusing on that Pranava, the Omkar. In the Kaushitaki Upanishad, references to Prana Dhyanam, focusing on that life energy, that vital force called Prana. The Vedic tradition gives us Mantra Dhyanam, using the mantra either in a japa form where it is expressed or ajapa which is unexpressed. Chakra Dhyanam on the chakras, the psychic energy centers found from the Tantric tradition. Preksha Dhyanam, a very introspective journey found in the Jaina tradition. Zen meditation, which is an Indo-Chinese pattern of meditation coming from these beautiful ancient cultures. Vipassana meditation, which is a Buddhist tradition made popular by Sri Goenka, and the Qigong meditation, which is part of the Chinese tradition. So we find that all these Eastern traditions, the old ancient cultures, had contemplative practices which became the Dhyanam. In the yoga tradition, in the Hatha Yoga component, Gheranda Maharishi, who has given us Gheranda Samhita, he is teaching his student Chanda Kapali, and he says Dhyanam is of three types: Sthula Dhyanam, Jyotirmaya Dhyanam and Sukshma Dhyanam. Sthula Dhyanam is contemplation on an object. It may be the object of the Guru, it may be the object of a loved one or of a form of the divinity that resonates with you. The next level is Jyotirmaya, focusing on the divine light which is illuminating us as the Atma, the Jivatma and the Paramatma. And then comes Sukshma Dhyana, which is an abstract meditation. And in this abstract meditation, we could use a sacred syllable like a mantra, a geometrical form as a yantra, inner vibrations as nada, the vital energy prana, or the serpent power kundalini. He also reminds us Jyotirmaya Dhyanam is 100 times better than Sthula Dhyanam, and Sukshma Dhyanam 1,000,000 times better than Jyotirmaya Dhyanam. But we have to start at the gross, which is Sthula, work into the Jyotirmaya and attain the Sukshma. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita in chapter 6, verses 12 to 15 talks about this by reminding us to take up an asana, a firm seat, and purify the mind by one-pointed concentration, controlling all our thoughts and activities. We need to hold our body, our neck and the head firmly in a straight line and gaze at the tip of the nose, nasagra drishti, without allowing the eyes to wander. A very important prelude in the practice of dharana becoming dhyana. With a serene, fearless and unwavering mind, we have to focus and meditate on the supreme goal, and keeping ourselves focused on the supreme, that Paramatma, we attain nirvana and attain that state to reside in that supreme peace. Beautiful message by Yogeshwar Sri Krishna. Maharishi Patanjali, the codifier of the Yoga Darshana, in the Yoga Sutra defines concentration as Desha Bandha Chittasya Dharana, when we can bind the consciousness to a point, a place, a region or an object. Now in this concentrative state, there is still a duality between the seer and the seen. I am concentrating on something else. So there is the I and there is what I am concentrating. But then that flows, a steady and continuous flow of our mindful attention and concentration, where there is a cessation of duality between seer and seen. There is that oneness, and that becomes meditation. Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. Tatra pratyaya ekatanata dhyanam. As if it is one, like the flow of the oil in the wick, which is called Tailadhara. So concentration still has duality. The state of meditation has overcome duality between seer and seen. Patanjali goes on to explain to us Trayamekatva Samyamaha, that dharana, concentration or contemplation, dhyana, that state of meditative oneness, and samadhi, a complete absorption. The three taken together, Trayam Ekatva Samyamaha, and this is the power of a focused mind that when applied on different subjects and objects give us certain psychic accomplishments called the siddhis as described in the Vibhudipada. By applying on different bhumi, tasya bhumishu viniyogaha, he says. So dharana expands from me concentrating on something to us, and then even that us is merged into the whole universe in samadhi. Now contrast this with the modern idea of meditation as seen in Dorland's Illustrated Medical Dictionary. An intentional and self-regulated focusing of attention. So focusing of attention is concentration, not meditation. But this is how we have watered down meditation and dhyanam in modern times, whose purpose is to relax and calm the mind and body. Yes, when you get into that state of deep concentration, contemplation and that meditative oneness, your relaxation response will come into play. But the process of focusing is only concentration, not meditation. And that is why Patanjali, we go to him whenever we have doubt, Sarvartha ekagratayo, he says, we have to move from the mind which is all pointedness, a scattered mind like scattered light. You want to focus it into a one pointedness. So moving from sarvartha, all pointedness, to one pointedness, scattered to focused. This is the power of a laser beam, focused to a tight spot. The laser through spatial and temporal coherence, we through the process of concentration moving into that state of meditation. So meditation is the inner yoga. It is the heart of yoga. It is the fruit of long and arduous effort. The mind is trained and naturally flows into the object of contemplation. A deep, vibrant quietness is the characteristic of meditation. It becomes a quality of mind that percolates all aspects of our daily life. It is not something you do. You become that state of meditation. And your mind develops the capacity to go into each and every life experience, thought, emotion and situation. And a focused awareness develops, producing yogic skill in living. Yoga karmasu kaushalam. In modern times, a lot of studies have been done on meditation, and I must say not all are yogic meditation. There's a lot of contemplation, concentrative techniques, but they have reported beneficial changes in central nervous system, the dopamine and other neurochemical like GABA system, gamma aminobutyric acid system, increased blood flow, oxygen delivery and glucose utilization in specific regions of the brain that are associated with mood elevation, memory power and attentional processing. This includes the hippocampus, the prefrontal cortex, that power of choice, and the anterior cingulate gyrus. Long-term meditation is associated with cortical thickening and increased grey matter volume in the brain regions. This is anti-aging. You can see it is a kaya kalpa. And all these areas that are involved in attention, sensory processing and interoception, they are all having that thickness which is usually lost in aging. They can also enhance our immune response, the clinical outcomes by reduction in blood pressure for those who have hypertension, insulin resistance in diabetes mellitus, glucose intolerance, oxidative stress, inflammation and all these other related risk indices. A mini review by Ines and Selvi have told us that it reduces perceived stress, anxiety, depression, enhances quality of life, decreases the disturbance of sleep, improves several domains of cognition, reduces sympathetic activation and enhances cardiac vagal tone. And these have been found both in short-term acute studies and long-term clinical as well as non-clinical population. Ines and Selvi in 2014 gave these beautiful mechanisms in a paper found in the Frontiers of Psychiatry, where they talked of the first mechanism. The first mechanism is decreased activation reactivity of sympathoadrenal system, the HPA axis. The second pathway, vagal stimulation and increased parasympathetic function. And the third one is selective activation of specific brain structures, neurochemical systems, bringing about positive changes in brain structure and function. It is said, through your mind you can change your brain, and through your brain you can change your mind. So through your thinking, better thinking changes the brain to a healthier state. A healthier brain helps you think healthy better. Self-directed neuroplasticity. And they showed that all these mechanisms, reducing inflammation, blood pressure, heart rate, reducing the stress, improving mood, sleep, cognition, quality of life, and even at the genetic level and epigenetic level, telomerase activity and changing even gene expression, along with an improved metabolic profile. And all of this coming together to decrease the risk of cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, which is a major issue around the world. So many mechanisms coming together for the benefits of meditation or dhyanam, giving us the potential uses in all stress-related conditions, anxiety disorders, panic attacks, depression, asthma, cancer, arthritis, all the coronary artery disease and cardiovascular conditions, neurovascular conditions like stroke, dementia, chronic pain and sleeping disorders. I hope that today's session has given you a view about dhyanam in both the traditional and the modern context. Keep on working on yourself to become the best version of yourself through the process of dhyanam, the heart of yoga. Thank you so much. Namaste, Vanakkam.